Welcome to the mainstream. I am Simran Shiwalkar, your host for today, and we are at the GCC Convert Summit and Awards 2025, brought to you by the mainstream, presented by Airtel Business and powered by Kyndryl. I have with me Mr. Satish Srinivasan. He is the Managing Director and CTO at BNP Paribas India Solutions. Mr. Srinivasan, thank you once again for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Absolutely. And thank you for being a part of this summit. To begin with, can you share about your experience at this summit and how the conference has been overall?
Okay. So it was a short one, but a very good one, very good high quality. I was just telling people the participants have the right level, right experience. The intent of the summit is also right, that people are not selling their solutions or pushing their products. So it was excellent interaction and it was very delightful.
Thank you once again for your kind words, sir. Next, I want to understand from you because you have, firsthand seen the evolution of GCCs, and today's core theme being growth, connectivity, and sustainability as well. How can GCCs become more agile and adaptable in today's rapidly changing technological and regulatory landscape?
Sure. And it's very, very relevant to the industry that I'm working, which is the banking. We need, with the evolution of technology and the evolution of regulatories are changing every day. And in some other countries, for example, we usually work multiple regulatory authorities. It's not one regulatory authority. So it's very, very key to understand the broad concept of regulation, and not to see regulation as a barrier, but to see regulation as a partnership and see a right control to proceed. So for this, agility as a concept is very, very important. How do we adapt the technology? How do we learn the new regulations that are coming in? How they work with each other, etc. So it's the agility of the organization and the mindset is the key.
Right. Now, taking cue from there, you spoke about the pain points as well in today's conference. Any common challenges that you have observed when it comes to managing global capability centers from your experience?
Sure. So particularly in India, the Global Computer Center, when we hire people, we look out something what we call accountability and ownership.
Correct.
So it's very, very key. As in the skills and the behaviors, obviously those has to be in the right level. But having the accountability, thinking ourselves in terms of the clients, the exposure to the clients is very key. Many a times we are seen more like a back office of our business, which is not at all the case. We have to be in the front. We need to live through the experience of our clients. For example, if the report doesn't go to a client, what does it mean? It's just not a delay and saying a inconvenience, right? What does it mean? What is a sequence of chain reaction we will have? So all these are very important for all our colleagues to understand, and that's I won't say it's a challenge, but that's one of the mindset that we are trying to inculcate, to make sure that the people inhabit that and then they think from a client perspective. And sometimes, especially for large investment banks, the clients are not so apparent. Right. They are a bit far away, and the way we see the client makes a difference.
Rightly said so. Now, because you've also spoke about coming from a banking background, for industries like this, how do you think GCCs can drive innovation while still maintaining strong security measures, especially in a data-sensitive industry?
Sure. So to me, I don't see this as a contradictory one. Most of the time, when the constraints are very high, innovation will strive.
Correct.
So obviously, it's with, I won't say constraint, but with these challenging things like data, regulatory, etc. In fact, it creates, when there are more pains, people start thinking more innovatively, how we can overcome, how we can oversee, etc. Particularly in India, we have to leverage the ecosystem a lot.
Right.
If you take Bangalore, I don't know, in the radius of 5-6 kilometers, all the big banks are there. Who's are there.
Correct.
I think even though the 35% of the GCC are in Bangalore. I would even say that in the 10 kilometer radius or 5 kilometer radius, 30% of the 37 will be there.
Right.
So how we network each other. Again, from a business perspective, we are competing, but there are other areas where we partner. There's nothing like a permanent competition or permanent partnership. It's a situational. So how we leverage each other, how do we share the knowledge with each other, how we grow the ecosystem, that's key. So ecosystem with other colleagues of us in other banks and other industry, that's important. And industry media like
Correct.
yours play a big role in bringing us to creating a platform to us. And last but not least, the academia. How do we partner with the big institutions in India? For example, IIT, they have a research center
Right.
where we can collaborate from the corporate world. And all these are a good ecosystem where we can get quite a lot of advantage by talking to each other. My manager always used to say that, okay, even in the headquarters, sometimes we don't get that kind of a mini world, I would say.
Right.
Particularly in India, we get that microcosm of the world, so where we can have all the market intelligence and interact well.
Absolutely. And Mr. Srinivasan, on that note, thank you once again for being so candid and sharing your critical insights. While we conclude this session, I definitely look forward to connecting with you again.
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you.